thanks again for joining us for another tackle tip of the week. This week's tip has to do with bass fishing. One of the questions I get asked, people come in the store and want to know how to catch bass, especially largemouth bass. Most bass guys know this technique, but surprisingly a lot of people don't. One of the easiest ways to catch bass, especially on Chautauqua Lake or anywhere, is wacky rigging a rubber worm. And the reason we call it wacky, or we got the term, because it looks kind of wacky. It's not your typical Carolina or Texas rig. What you do is you take a rubber worm. This happens to be a 5-inch. These are one of our worms that we pour here. And instead of hooking this worm, we're actually going to hook this worm in the center, but instead of putting the hook in the worm, we use a little O-ring. And these are made specifically for this. So what you want to do, and there's some tools on the market also, they're called Wacky Savers, but they help you put this O-ring on. I don't use them very much. I just take the O-ring, slide it down about the center of the worm, okay? And the way we rig these, your hook tied to your line, your hook actually goes up underneath the O-ring. And all the slime is vegetable oil, basically what we pack. But anyways, that's the setup right there, okay? That's called wacky rigging. So you don't even pierce the worm with a hook. And what you do with this, you don't need any weight or anything. No split shots. This is tied directly on your line. You flip these around docks or cover, and on the drop, this thing will kind of flutter down to the bottom. When it hits the bottom, all we do is twitch it a few times, and it's amazing the action on these worms. It'll kind of flutter, you let it drop back. Flutter, and it's a real finesse technique. Once you get it away from the cover, no hits, just reel in and do it again. These are easy to flip and skip on the surface also, so you can actually skip these. Once you get good at it, you can actually skip these right up underneath the dock. But it's a very effective way to catch bass. We'll get smallmouth on them too. You'll get the occasional perch or sunfish, whatever. But it's a killer for largemouth bass out here in Chautauqua Lake, especially around the docks and cover. So try that. It's called wacky rigging, and good luck fishing. Thanks again for joining us for another tackle tip of the week. If you have any questions on this week's tip or suggestions for a future tip, please let us know. And from Chautauqua Lake, good night, everybody.
And I just twitch it a couple times. Perfect.
It's deadly in the water.